Hey everybody, today I'm talking about Point Salad, which is a 2 to 6 player card-driven set collection game by AEG. The game accommodates 2 to 6 players and takes about 15 minutes to play. Now, the idea of the game is pretty much self-explanatory by the title. It's a game about getting as many points as you can by collecting different vegetables. And each turn is going to be very, very simple. You're either going to take one scoring card, or you're going to take two vegetable cards. And the layout on the table is going to be this. There's going to be basically 3 columns of cards, a stack of scoring cards at the top of those columns, and then 2 vegetable cards face up on the other side. All those cards are double-sided, so on one side it's got the vegetables, and one side it's got the scoring criteria. And kind of mechanically, all you're doing is you are either going to take one of those scoring cards from those columns, or you are going to take 2 veg cards and then replace them with the scoring cards, which are obviously on the reverse side. And the game is just going to continue. You're going to do one of those 2 things until all the vegetables are taken, and then you are going to count up your score and see how well you did. And obviously, the player with the most points is going to be the winner. The way that the scoring cards work are all kind of different. One might say, have the most carrots, or have the least onions, or have, score X amount of points for every pair of carrots you have, or X amount of points for every 3 lettuce you have. So you've got all these different things that you're trying to work towards, and it's kind of weighing up on whether you're going to really focus on maxing out the scorecards you have, or maybe get loads of different scorecards and try and weigh your options up that way. But yeah, as you can probably tell, it's a very simple game, just one of those very simple decisions to make, score, take a scoring card, or take 2 veg cards. And you can also be a little bit kind of tactical with it as well, because if you know that someone's really going for a certain type of veg, or a certain type of, a certain scoring card is going to be very beneficial to them, you can always take, one of the veg cards from that kind of column, and then the scorecard's going to replace it and obviously flip, kind of making the other player lose the opportunity to score that way, which is, adds a little bit of flavour to the game. But yeah, I think this game did well because of its simplicity. I mean, it's very accessible, so easy to understand and explain. I think probably the setup and scoring takes just as long as actually playing the game itself, which a lot of people will like, because it's a game that you can jump in and out of very quickly. It really is the definition of a filler game. So meaningful decision-wise, it's your set collection method. You're going to be trying to just cater towards those scoring cards. Balance the game. The decks or the scoring cards are all pretty much they're very equally balanced. There's going to be kind of the same criteria for each vegetable type. So if one person's going for another thing, you can go on the other thing. But obviously, there's going to be some crossover during the kind of higher player counts of games where each player is going to want the same veggies, and the player interaction is going to come from fighting over the same things. Time investment wise, really good. I mean, it's an ultra quick game. I think the box says it plays up to half an hour, but that's a long way off in my opinion. You can really get this down a lot quicker than that. I suppose if you play over several rounds, then it could kind of, you could play towards more that time, but I'd probably play 1 or 2 rounds and then be done with it. So it's very quick that way. Uptime is fantastic. I mean, turns go by ultra quick in this game. I mean, there is no dilly-dallying. There's no kind of analysis paralysis. You just bash out the cards or pick up the cards that you want instantly, and you're going to not spend much time waiting for your turn to come back around again. Replayability wise, I mean, obviously you're going to be doing the same thing every game, collecting different veggies to get the different criteria, but you're going to have those different scoring cards. You've got to weigh up all the different things you can do. You might want to focus on different things each game, but I think because it's such a fast, accessible filler style game, then you're not going to really struggle to get it back to the table. Aesthetically, the game has this very kind of minimalistic art style, almost like that really cartoony style, which works very well for the game. It's very clean, very bright, colourful, and then inviting, which is a good look for the game considering how simple it is. Component quality, the cards are absolutely fine. I think the box for the game is a bit big for what's in there. You're essentially just buying a deck of cards, but the box is kind of a filler style box where you could get it down into like a deck box, but I suppose shelf space is paramount. Theme of the game, why not be salad? It's all about the play on the words and the point salad. But it works quite well. Anybody can understand it. And setup and teardown time is not too much of an issue. I mean, the deck is kind of modified depending on the player count, so a certain amount of cards are taken out, etc. But it's not too onerous, and you know, it's not going to put you off playing it. Obviously, as the game goes on, you're going to be kind of progressing towards certain things, trying to score as many points as you can. Try not to conflict your different scoring cards. And another interesting thing is, if you kind of give up on a scoring card, you can always flip it over and take the veggie on the other side towards you know, your other scoring criteria, which is, it gives a bit more flexibility to the game. And scalability wise is good as well, because obviously with more players, the more cards that go in. But you're going to be a bit more subject to the chaos, because you know, if there's a particular card or scoring card you want up there, then you know, you're pretty much going to write off your chances of getting it by the time it comes back round to you. So although it does scale well, be prepared for the more kind of the more possibility of being shafted of the cards you want being taken by the time it gets back around to you. And comparison wise, there are so many games like this. I mean, these very simple set collection games, but I think what sets Point Salad apart is that there is literally no other mechanism in this game. It is all about that set collection. The simplest of actions you're going to do, which I think actually works in its favour. I mean, normally I'm not a huge fan of kind of one mechanism games, but this one does it well. It is what it is, really. I mean, it's so clean, ultra simple. You can really teach this to anybody. I mean, from young children up to, you know, the very elderly. They're all going to understand it, and it's going to be very easy to digest for them. So yeah, overall, I really can't say anything bad about Point Salad. It is what it is, really. It's so simple. It's fun. It's snappy. It's engaging. It is a very simple set collection game, but it works well. I can see why it was a hit. However, I'm a bit surprised it got as big as it did. But I suppose it's just a really nice package put together, and it's always going to be that game you can bring out, if you know, for all the family. So a pleasant game. I would recommend giving it a try if it's something that appeals to you. If you like your very kind of low barrier to entry games, it's not going to set the world on fire. For me anyway, it's not terribly exciting, but it's a game that I'll happily play anytime. So yeah, that's Point Salad. Yeah, give it a go. So that concludes my review and thoughts on Point Salad. If you have enjoyed the review, please hit like and subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos too. For everyone else, I'll see you next time on Chairman of the Board. Bye.